Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast with Fixer from Fixer TV. I hope you guys are doing well. It is a little bit early, so I'm not sure how my voice really sounds at the moment, but nevertheless, I did have a few things on my mind, which we had a little chat last night on the Twitch stream. And doing Twitch gaming streams mostly, it does bring a lot of questions and topics people want to talk about regarding gaming. So, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is whether we actually choose the games we play or whether we are guided, or as I would like to say, manipulated into playing specific games. The genre or the journey doesn't really matter. The point here that I want to talk about is about the manipulation and how I think it's happening, and see if you guys agree with me or not. So we're all looking for a new game to play because we don't have something, we get bored, we need something else. And the question is, how do we pick those games? I mean, you go out there, you open your browser, you look for, I don't know, I play MMORPGs, so you do something like, MMORPGs to play on 2021, best MMORPGs, and something along those lines. Then a list of games comes up. You can go and check them out. You'll read about them. You watch a couple of trailers. As we all know, trailers are a little bit misleading to the game, most of the times anyways, because sometimes you see these wonderful animated videos and trailers and oh, this game looks awesome, I gotta go and play it. And then you log into the game and it's actually a 2D turn-based tactical game. You're like, this has nothing to do with the video. And, that's kind of like misleading there to start off with. A lot of people will take an extra step and they'll go and watch some reviews, let's say on YouTube. People love watching videos, a lot easier than reading an article. So they'll go over there and they will start watching those videos. A lot of them have the tag underneath that says sponsored. Some of them don't have the tag, but the person doing the review would say, the company sponsored me to do this video for them. And then you watch this video or a video the same person did from a non-sponsored video, and you can easily start spotting how everything that person says about the game that's been sponsored is so different from the game that's not been sponsored. Of course, that does make sense. The guy is getting paid to do a review on a game, and of course, when you're getting paid, and especially if you are a big YouTuber or a big name on the review world of gaming, and of course you're going to get a lot of money. And since you're getting paid, you're not going to go out there and give a negative review. No one is going to pay you for their product to be promoted and give them bad reviews. And here comes the manipulation, because I went through a lot of comments on YouTube in several channels that do reviews, and of course a lot of people spot when things are reviewed, even if it's not written on the title, which it would be better than just saying it, because people can miss the little sentence says this has been sponsored. It's very short, people can miss that. And then looking at the comments, you'll see how people get upset about it, because they all feel that opinion from the person they're trusting to get an opinion, because they trust you. When you do a review, people trust you, you're going to tell them the truth. When the review comes, because you watch the video, every single thing about the game is positive. And if you actually go and see the game on Steam or Epic or other reviews that haven't been sponsored, you'll see that it has negative reviews, mixed reviews, and things like that. But a lot of people won't go through the trouble to go and look at 2, 3, 4, 5 reviews of the game. They'll just go to the top one, the most popular one. And if they miss the fact that it's sponsored, or they don't know what sponsored means, then they are guided, manipulated into playing that game. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. They just follow what the reviewer says. The same thing applies to articles online, which they put some little letters on the bottom, like when you have contracts or loans, and there's a lot of little closures at the bottom nobody reads about. And I feel that those two tactics, they are manipulating people into playing games that normally they wouldn't, because they would consider them not to be good or popular or anything like this. Not to mention the brainwashing, if you like, which also leads to kind of like a manipulation into playing games where the so-called hype, wherever you go, you see this game, which I'm starting to question whether, these posts starting from Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, their own website, YouTubers doing reviews sponsored, big online magazines doing sponsor reviews, and so on and so forth, if it's happening under a plan, because it's everywhere and is not being checked. You know what I mean? If you have the money, you can actually guide people into that. And I know some of you are thinking, yeah, but I check, I know my games. Some. We're talking about most people, the average Joe out there who just picks the first thing he sees and goes into it with that. And of course, as soon as the game gets some money, people realize it's not very good, it has an in-game shop, it's a pay to win. They drop that and then they jump on the next train because they're disappointed, and then the guiding to the next copy/clone of the same game happens, and then the story starts again. A lot of advertising repeating the same thing over and over again. Of course, we also have loads of bots who spam things on forums and reviews and things like that. And recently, the other new thing, which we've noticed on Steam, that when you're trying to do a review of the game, any game, it doesn't get online instantly. It gets blocked, quarantined on the side, saying that this post is going to be reviewed. I'm not sure if it's going to be reviewed by Steam or the company itself, about containing any malicious links or data mining and this and that, things like that in there. Intentionally, I did a post, and the only thing I wrote was 10/10 for a game, and it's still undergone review, which I'm assuming, depending on the length of your post, it will take longer to come online, which also could lead into misinforming the public, checking a game out about the reviews. Because what's going to happen is, if you write a very big post, and some games have very big posts, like page and a half, saying about the game, the pros, the cons, what you think, what you've played the previous game, and so on and so forth. If you write it today, and that is released tomorrow, because it needs to go under screening, which is a brand new thing in 2021, that means that for a whole 24 hours, your review, whether it's positive or negative, is not on public display, which means that if they have the right, or they can, withhold all the negative ones and keep showing the game as good, and not make it look like mixed or bad, because the other ones are going to come in later. Which means that if you check today, the game has positive reviews. Oh, great game. Let me buy this. Pay some money. You get it. You look tomorrow. Oh, hold on a second. In 24 hours, it went to mix. What happened? It's all those reviews that have been under review before they bring them out. And I honestly don't trust the companies that they're going to review everything fairly and put everything out there, which is another worrying point. And I'm just a little bit worried that, the company's lost control. They can't make any good games. I don't know why. I mean, one good game recently, and we've reviewed it as well, and we played it, and we're still going to keep playing it, was Psychonauts 2. It's the only game we've played in 2021 that you want to go back and play it. It has almost no bugs. It's funny, humorous. It has a lot of action. You can watch the storyline. The cutscenes is perfectly cut. Your character talks and says the questions you pick. You get the answers. You can listen to it like watching a movie. Is very entertaining to watch, both for you playing it and for people watching on Twitch or any other streaming platform for that matter. And I wonder how come a company can do that and the other 99 cannot. And to be honest, Psychonauts 2, it wasn't super hyped. It wasn't on the big list of games. And this is the surprising thing, how every single thing we've played is hyped as much as possible, and we all come to a conclusion that the game wasn't good. And not just us, because you can see people go in to play it, and within a week, the numbers drop to half and then slowly decline while new patches come out. And it's also ridiculous how a game comes out with 25 gigabytes of game when you first buy it on release, and in 3 weeks it gets 200 gigabytes of updates. So I really feel I was like manipulated to that. Not to mention how they're trying to grab money and keep people with the microtransactions, which they hype the game for you, guide you into playing the game, right? Giving you a shitty game, but you have the option to buy things from the shop to make your gameplay normal. So you are manipulated into these games, guided into them. If you don't have the money, you struggle, you get frustrated, you leave, and you go to the next loop, which is the next game they bring out, which is a clone of that game. So I don't know, guys. I've been watching all these things, and I'm really looking for a game to settle down. You know, like we used to, WoW, play 6-7 years, enjoy it, or before that, Ultima Online, or after that, EVE Online. Things just get into the loop of marketeers. And marketeers and advertisers, the two control of the companies, will lost a lot of good gameplay, good ideas in the altar of money and advertisement. And I think all these, what I call manipulations, to guide you into a perpetual cycle of consumerism. Play one game, give us as much money as we can, clone that, get some more money, clone that, get some more money. You know, they're like little products coming out with little content, bad content, without caring about gameplay or the player base. Nobody really listens to the player base. You've seen what happened to WoW, and now they're turning 360 trying to fix that. But I just can't help, because we had a little bit of a chat yesterday on the Twitch, like I said, and I just can't help the feeling and shake the feeling that we are being guided there for them to make money while they have no idea what to do about gaming. I think we're going to an era where companies, now that WoW mechanics are crumbling, because that was a successful mechanic of doing it, they're crumbling. They are in chaos about how to make money, and they're just throwing things at us, and they're using advertisement in every single media, you know, spamming it at you. You look it everywhere, so it becomes a habit. Yep, that's it. That's the next game. Making shitty games, forcing you to buy things in game, which you have to. And unfortunately, this has been done so many times that people consider that to be normal. Like, it's normal to get a shitty game and have to pay to make it normal. All the habit has been established over so many years and so many games, and until somebody from the company world takes the reins, kicks out the marketeers, and start making proper games as they used to, with decent gameplay, good cutscenes, good stories, and caring about the game so the gamers can enjoy it, unfortunately, we're going to keep having to deal with the marketeers. And personally, I'm starting to become more vigilant. I research a lot more before I play a game. I look around a lot more before I play a game, because truth be told, I don't think a lot of you guys have 40 and 50 euros or 40 and $50 to buy a game every 3 days. You know, and I mean, I've looked at the recent games we've played, because we did this on the stream, and I mean, we got games that have 5 hours of gameplay for $30 or 30 euros, whatever region you're from. We got games for 60 or 8 hours of gameplay. 60, 8 hours of gameplay. I mean, it's like what, $8 an hour? And that's it? I don't know, this doesn't sound right. And the funny thing is that these games are massively bought, top sellers, you know, hyped games, and they all have problems. And then you see a game like we said, Psychonauts, which wasn't very hyped. It's not on the main page of Steam for some reason, although it has very high sales and this and that. And it's better than every single other game we've played throughout the year. So it makes you wonder, why is that? Why wasn't this game hyped? Why wasn't this game promoted as much as every other game out there? No promo YouTube thingies, you know, videos, not a lot of advertisement, not on the top of the list. Nobody's talking about, not nobody, but not a lot of people talking about it. Why? It's such a great game with so little problems, and it's just not there. And you see other games which are co-op that have problems with matchmaking, graphics, glitches, and they did a lot better because of that manipulation to buying them and then going to the next clone. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys think about this a little bit as well. Maybe we can have another chat on Twitch and see if we can come up. But the gaming world and the gaming industry is a mess at the moment, seriously. From everybody trying to make a living and making, sponsored reviews, to companies throwing whatever they can out there to get the money and please the CEOs and the shareholders and the stocks and all that, is really destroying it. There's a few games coming out which some of them are hyped, some of them are not. And this is something I want to keep an eye, and maybe you could as well and help me out, and we can have a good chat at some point. Watch which games are very hyped, therefore sponsored by the companies, pushed on advertising from the companies, and also watch which games are coming out who are not so sponsored. They're not pushed by the companies, not advertised everywhere, but people are aware of them. And let's see together, if we can, how well this game is going to do in terms of sustainability. Like, let's say a hype game comes out, how many people are going to play the day one, and how many people are going to have in 3 weeks? And let's say a game that is not very hyped, how many people are going to play it at the beginning, and how many people are going to be playing it at 3 weeks? So we'll see if that was a advertising scam, an advertising bubble for them to grab money, because then if it has no end game, if it's crap and you need to keep feeding it with money, people are not going to stay at it. And a game that has good gameplay and doesn't require a lot of money, which it would be a game you have to pay to buy it and then play it, or a subscriptional game. We'll see those differences. Probably we'll have another podcast about it and see if, some companies manipulate the public that doesn't have the time to check and research about the games and all that, or distinguish between sponsored and unsponsored videos and reviews, and see how well they do versus the games that are not very hyped, and see if there is some sort of manipulation. Some people could call it, that's not manipulation, but that is advertising. Very good advertising. I don't know. I think there's some fine lines between advertising, manipulating, because advertising is like, here is my product, is good, buy it, see a video. It's not, here, let me give you some money, and you say that my game is good. Let me give you some money, you write a good article about me, and bury all the bad things. That is manipulation. It's because someone doing a review should give his or her honest opinion without being paid. If we lived in a better world, a utopian world, the company, if they wanted the famous reviewer to do a video about their game, it should pay them and then accept the honest judgment of that person, not pay them and say only the good things. So I feel that is controlled and manipulated. Plus the whole review and post these days, before they come out, they have those 24 hours, maybe 40 hours to control the numbers of good and bad reviews, and the whole vicious cycle we've mentioned. Anyways, that's the thing I wanted to get off my chest after having this chat on Twitch yesterday. As always, a little bit of food for thought for you guys to check out there. Be a bit more careful. Don't waste your money, because you work hard for your money, at least most of you. And there's no need to waste it in half-made games, which are being, pushed and advertised by people that make a lot more to say to you, go play it and pay for it so I can make more money than that. So anyways, as always, big thanks to everybody for listening and supporting us. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter for updates. Join our website, fixer.tv. You can also join us on Discord. Check out our YouTube. We get more videos and stuff there. And we'll see you on the next one, the next podcast, with more topics to discuss, because we live in an age that there's always something to rant about.